So I was watching this video. Someone was making fun. I didn't watch that, and I went to the source video because they'd edited it. So they said, "Hey, look at the real video. I'm just joking around." And it was Eric Hovind talking to a to a 9-year-old, answering a 9-year-old. It was the son of the atheist that he'd been having some sort of a debate with. And what gets me is how the atheists just think they can mock on this when I don't think they understand it. You know, they're kind of like, no, we don't understand the argument. It doesn't matter because it's nonsense. That's why we don't understand it. And he believes in God, and he's going to believe in God no matter what. It's not because of the argument. Hey, you're engaging in an argument with someone. Yeah, they already have their beliefs. You still engage and try to understand the argument. Okay. Now, this presuppositional argument for God is actually an interesting one, and one with a history and philosophy. And in fact, you can see it right there in Descartes' famous Meditations. Descartes says, "I think, therefore I am," and basically that's all I can really know inherently, that I am. And Nietzsche does a great decomposition of that, where you don't even know you're the one thinking. All you really know is that you are. You know, you're experiencing something. Perceptions, I say. So I say I'm perceiving is a better reduction there. And it does not only prove existence, but it provides a basis upon which you actually define existence. To perceive is to exist in the personal sense, and to be perceived is to exist in some sense for that person. That definition, of course, does all kinds of things in our analytical systems if you take it into account. But whatever, it's just the way it is. It's what you guys are resisting, those ramifications. I kind of know why, but there's not a good reason. Reasoning works great on skeptical and relativistic grounds. But anyway, right after Descartes says that, he's like, that's not good enough. He wants to know the teacup it really is in front of him. But he could be getting a bunch of images, false images. But that would mean God was giving him false images, and that doesn't make sense. And this is the basic fact that atheists need to and should want to deal with. Is that there is no justification for certainty, for absolute certainty. This stupid example, 2 plus 2 equals 4. You know what? That depends on a lot. To what? In the real world, you have to say to what? 200 miles an hour plus 200 miles an hour equals 400 miles an hour? You know, those units kind of important. They link it back to the real world. They insist on certain application techniques, approximations that might have to be made. And misunderstanding this puts atheists in a bad way. Now, on the other hand, it's a harmless subject. Eric Hovind is not converting new Christians. Ken Hovind was not. They reverse engineer the Bible. They pay more attention to science than most and seem to enjoy science. But yeah, they reverse engineer it. That's where it becomes non-scientific, where you're not being open to however nature is, but you already know the truth. On the other hand, they're open about that. They're Christians. All the Christians that don't have that position are actually less honest. So, you know, a real problem is that to hear this kind of mitigating or explaining Eric Hovind as a particular person compared to, say, Pat Robertson or someone, is that people are addicted to demonization so much they don't even know it. And it's like, it just sounds, if I say something like that, like I'm defending him, but really they're addicted to demonizing him. So they see more quickly, well, he's wrong, and therefore it's funny, and he can't answer a 9-year-old, and it's like, no, you guys are not understanding his argument, and therefore you're not really engaging in it. And why is it important? Why? If you accept his argument, it's not going to make you a Christian. What it's going to do is make you face that you need to address this problem. How are you fundamentally structured in your knowledge? And the ramifications are perhaps subtle. Maybe I have to admit that the ramifications are subtle. I mean, it might not be obvious to you, but basically what this means is you do not have an axiomatic epistemology that starts from things you know are true. You have a sensory epistemology, a perceptual epistemology, and it's not just these so-called 5 senses. It's all the senses and feelings, uncomfort, pains, aches, all of the sensations or perceptions. They're all, we can sort them out, which ones are more reliable, which ones seem to come more directly from physical phenomena that they map to, and which are more indirect. But our epistemology is an information processing one, and it starts from our perceptions. This isn't really a debate. We debate it like, well, no, I don't think so. But it's like, it's a challenge. You might think it's arrogant just to say that I'm absolutely right. But I'm just challenging you. What else is there that you get information from besides your perception of something? Well, I read a book. I've had people say that. Oh, did you use your eyes for that? I mean, it's an obvious